if you construct a 95% confidence interval, that means you're hoping to capture 95% of the area of something that looks normally distributed, at least for this class, okay? So you want 95% in the center, which means you only have 2.5% for each tail, right? Because it has to add up to 100%. So what is the alpha value in only one side of a two-tailed test? It's 2.5% or 0.025 in other words. Okay, so p-value. A p-value is the probability that the null hypothesis is true given your data, okay? Okay, the p-value is the probability that you could have got those numbers, whatever numbers that you've used in Excel, you did all the number crunching, you've got a p-value, and it's telling you the probability that those numbers would happen given that the null hypothesis is true. So that's kind of a complicated one to think about. So an easier, less math strict definition of the p-value is the probability that the null hypothesis is true. Okay, so if the p-value is low, you've got to reject HO. If the p-value is low, you reject the null hypothesis. So a null hypothesis is rejected when the p-value is low. That's true. Okay. A low p-value means you reject the null hypothesis. It means you found statistically significant evidence. Something's happening here. And all the following statements about p-value are true except low p-values are not likely to occur by chance. That's true. Okay. Because the null hypothesis is like the status quo model. We would expect you get a certain data set that matches the null hypothesis just by random chance. You would not expect to get a low p-value by random chance. It means something's happening if you get a low p-value. So that's true. Low p-values do not happen by chance, or they're unlikely to happen by chance. The next one, the null hypothesis is rejected when the p-value is large. Oh, that's not true because we just did that one, right? The null hypothesis is rejected when the p-value is small. A low p-value means something's happening. We reject the null. A null hypothesis is rejected when the p-value is small. That's true. A low p-value is associated with unusual events. That's true. If you get a low p-value, it means you got something here. You found something that's statistically significant.